Good morning. Happy Saturday, you guys. Happy part 3 of Dream, our 3-part experience this week. I trust that there's something that we've talked about, we've experienced these past few days that has really landed for you. And so maybe now you're like seeing things happen for you instead of just happen, instead of just happen around you. Maybe you're starting to see the synchronicities and how life is happening actually for you, especially if you did the EFT tapping activation from yesterday. Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite ones. So, we have an exciting day ahead of us. This is part 3. It's also known as VIP Day. VIP Day is very exciting and very special. Here's why. It's an opportunity for you to show up and practice being in the energy of that which you desire. Okay, so the past 2 days we talked about quite a few different things. The core of what we talked about, the core concept, is that nothing happens in the becoming. Okay, everything happens in the being. And so here we are, being that which we desire, that experience, that circumstance, whatever, that success in your business, that level of wealth, like whatever it is, okay? Because I want you to feel the shift. I want you to feel the shift. And so hopefully during today's conversation, this will become more clear to you, okay? Because there's a big difference between just going through the motions of life, striving, working harder, pushing, pulling, forcing, figuring it out, especially those of you in business, you know this. Then compare that to living in the assumption of, the embodiment of this new desire, this new identity, allowing it to happen, and asking, what's the best case scenario? If all things are possible, what do I desire? Getting in that energy, existing from there, and then being open to receive. Letting things happen exactly as they're meant to. For some of you that have been in the masculine, like the systematic maybe approach for a while, this might sound a little wild. This might be like, yeah, well, and how are you going to do anything? Okay, we still, like we talked about yesterday, we still very much do, but we do differently. Got it? Get that? So, okay. So if you're here and you're just tuning in and you didn't yet catch part 1 and part 2, this conversation today won't make much sense. Okay, so you're going to want to stop watching and go watch part 1 and part 2 first. Okay, they're over on my, you can find the replays on the Instagram page at the Jocelyn Dawn, or in our Facebook community, which is where we're live streaming as well, our Co-Create with Jocelyn Facebook community. Okay, so go catch those. Do the integration questions. If you registered for the event, you will have access to those. Do the EFT tapping activation. It's so powerful. And again, you have to register to access those. If you didn't register, you missed out. You can message me directly and I can see what we can do. But yeah, go and catch those before you jump into this. Okay. So today, nothing happens in the becoming. Let's talk about this. If we're like, one day I wish for this, or when I am this, then I am this, right? I used to say things like, when I am at this level in my business, then I will be able to have this amount of income, this amount of impact. When I am at this level of income in my business, I will have this amount of impact. And I was like, wait a second, that's backwards. What if I could have that amount of impact right now? And then through the law of compensation, be compensated accordingly. Because again, I'm not waiting for the world to tell me how good I am, how whatever I am, how successful I am, how much wisdom I have even, or I'm not waiting for approval. I'm not waiting for the world, my experience to tell me and give me permission. I'm declaring that for myself first. Okay, and that's where we collapse time. That's where everything shifts. So nothing happens in the becoming. Everything happens in the being, right? So yesterday we asked ourselves, if all things are possible, what do I desire? If all things are possible, what do I desire? And then what happened? Chances are the mind came in. Once you started writing it down, if all things are possible, what do I desire? I desire this and this and this and this and this experience and this level of wealth and these connections, this love, this, and we start like creating this new reality. The mind is like, yeah, no, it's not safe. You don't know how. You are definitely not worthy. Who are you to even think of these things? Am I right? Yes, okay, and that is not abnormal. Because remember, I think I shared the analogy of the jungle trail on part 1. We've been walking that same jungle trail, that same thought process for, I'm going to guess you're somewhere in your 30s, right? 30 plus years, okay? That's a big deal. And for us to say like, oh, we can just like, it'll just be gone, like today it's gone and I can just do whatever I want and I'm like co-creating my reality and like nothing's going to come up. Okay, that's awesome and we can exist in that. But when it does come up, say you have a bad day, say you're feeling a little extra hormonal, a little extra sensitive, something happens like a full moon, you allow, you let your guard down for a second. The mind comes in right away. It's like it's sneaky. It gets in, right? And then you start spiraling. Those thoughts come in. Those old tendencies come in. And for a moment, we listen to them. Okay, what happens? We spiral down. This is why like community is so important. You need somebody, a group of people to remind you. Okay, if you're not strong enough, let us be your strength, right? Let us believe in you more than you believe in you. All right, so now, once we realize this, that there is a potential that, okay, when we're writing all this out and the mind comes in, once we realize that is not our truth, what the mind is trying to rope you into believing is not true, right? We talked all about that yesterday. Now, we're going to start to build this new idea, this new experience that we desire, this new desire. We're going to start to build the identity around it. Because this is how we be versus become. Okay, so if we just focused on this is what I want and this is what I want, and then like we're getting in the energy of it, remember that it's the identity that needs to shift. Okay, so today I'm going to lead you through a visualization that's going to lead you to meeting this version of you. Okay, you're going to gather more information. You're going to get to know more about this experience that you have been, pondering, dreaming, exploring, journaling about. Okay, we're going to feel into the energy. Okay, so instead of saying I want to XYZ, it's I am. You feel the difference? Okay, you feel the difference of like, I want to have a successful, thriving business. I want to have a beautiful life with my family where we travel freely and we have like absolute time and financial freedom. I want to do that. It feels good. It does. But it's not there's still a disconnect. Even if it's just a little one, there's still a disconnect. So what needs to happen, right when we say I want to, that is still signaling that it's not happened yet. It's still in the future. And what is in the future stays in the future. Okay, in my world, anyway, like we want to collapse time. Maybe that I want to will come to you eventually. It will, right? I have honestly actually no doubt that it will eventually come to you over time. It might take a few years, 5 years, 10 years, I want to. Okay, we see that happen sometimes. People I see in like the World Schooling Facebook community groups when people are like, my 5-year plan is finally coming true, and like this September we get to move to Costa Rica, and like, okay, that's fine if you're okay with that timeline. But I know that I attract movers and shakers and people who want to do things that don't really make sense, and they want to collapse time, and they want to maximize their time here on this planet and live life to the fullest now. not through saving money, not through budgeting, not through living life less than just to prepare for the future. That's not what we do here. Okay, so feel into the energy of I am. I am a woman who. I am a woman who. This is my reality. I am a woman who will be in Costa Rica this September, right? I am a woman who, whatever it is, owns a successful, very impactful and influential, life-changing business that impacts people all over the world. Something like this, right? I am. This is a different energy. So when we assume a new identity, what happens? The energetics change. The attraction changes. Everything changes, right? When we assume a new identity, I am a woman who. That's who I am. I move differently, right? We talked a little bit about yesterday, on yesterday's conversation, a little bit about activating abundance and how Module 1 is on health. So I'm a woman who is health. Therefore, I don't allow processed foods in my house. Therefore, I move my body accordingly. Therefore, you know what I mean? I drink a certain amount of water. I am health. Therefore, these are the things that I do. So when I am, fill in the blank with what you are calling in, the energy changes, the attraction changes. We start to attract everything we need to us. Right? Back when I was a single mom in government housing, I'm going to use my example again, like really, truly just getting by, I had a certain image about me. I had a certain belief until I realized that I was creating and recreating my past. And I didn't have to continue on that way. So I had a certain image about myself. I had a certain belief level. I had a certain level of respect for myself. And my self-worth looked a certain way, right? I expected life to be a certain way, in alignment with who I believed I was. I want you to ask yourself that. Am I expecting my life to be a certain way? And often, sometimes it's something to do with, we were raised in a family where money was hard to come by, where we never traveled. We didn't go on vacations ever. Like, raised by entrepreneurs, and they were always working, always struggling. There's something potentially in our expectations and our assumptions that's keeping us existing that way. Are we expecting life to be a certain way? Are we expecting our results to look a certain way and be a certain way? This is interesting, right? So when I was, there, in that past life, it feels like, it's not until I made that decision, and with the help of the universe, like I mentioned, I think it was yesterday or the day before, with the help of the universe, car crash, I was able to really make a decision. I assumed a new identity in a second, like a literal millisecond. I was like, that's it. I'm no longer this. This is no longer my reality. I'm no longer okay with this. I'm no longer okay with this. I shifted my standards. I shifted my identity. I shifted my ideas, and I started being in that moment. And I was like, I don't know how, but that's okay that I don't know how. It's okay that I don't know how. Can you tell yourself that? It's okay that I don't know how, but I trust that everything is working in my favor. And I am going to commit to assuming and embodying this new identity of this experience, of this version of me who is here to have this beautiful experience. Okay, so instantly I moved differently. My standards shifted. Like I said, my minimums shifted. I no longer did things that I previously did. I started to move differently in my business. I started to treat my business differently, right? My business started growing accordingly because I started moving differently, because I had different motives, because I was a different person. Do you see how that shifts? Okay, so now, at this moment in time, we're super aware of our habits, right? In the past 2 days, we've been studying ourselves, we've been watching ourselves, we've been questioning our questions, questioning everything. So a lot of those habits, those ideas, we've talked about this, they're in alignment with the past version of us that got us where we are today. So we're not going to keep doing the same shit, right? If we want to get somewhere new, somewhere we've never been before, we've got to do things we've never done before. And we've got to do them in a certain way. We're not talking about just getting to work here a different way, changing our strategy, the back-end logistics. No. We must assume a new version of us. Okay, manifestation is transformation. It's a recalibration. It's an upgrade. It's an inside job. It's an emotional game. And let me tell you, it's emotional. Okay, but at first, nothing on the outside changes. Nothing on the outside changes. Sometimes it does. Maybe you've already noticed some outside changes, right? But at first, nothing on the outside changes. So it's really fucking easy for our mind to say, it's not working, or you should be doing more. You should be doing different things. It's not working, right? But we will develop the level of faith. We must develop the level of faith where we can literally not need any sort of proof that it's working out, because we are so solid inside ourselves that yes or yes, this is fucking happening. This is happening and I am so excited. It's almost like the energy of like, of course it's happening. Like, obviously it's happening. And then when it does happen, you're like, see, obviously, I told you, right? Kind of like that energy. So at first, not much on the outside changes sometimes. And it's up to us to stay the course, hold the image, and be. This is how we collapse time. This is how we do the impossible. Okay, this is how we make things happen and grow exponentially in like a very small amount of time. Okay, I think I mentioned the other day, oh no, it was on a private call actually. I had a client call a couple weeks ago now, I think, or maybe it was last week. And she sent me a message after the call and was like, oh my gosh, I went to go pick up my kids after school. And hey, you know who you are if you're watching. You're amazing. She's like, I went to go pick up my kids after school and someone commented at how different my energy was. Like how she said something along the lines of this. Like I was just radiating a different energy. This is that. It's so easy to get wrapped up in our own shit, right? It's so easy to get like stuck in our own stuff and spiral down. Okay, I want to say like again, it's so easy to get involved with the 3D results or current results. It's also so easy once you're in this work and you start to really build this awareness, it's really easy to get wrapped up in like figuring out why you've called that in. And that doesn't help either, right? I want us to realize that sometimes things just happen because we were meant to go through it. Okay, we were meant to experience it. It was on our path, and then we're out the other side doing something completely different with so much more information. Like everything we've been through has led to the next. And I feel so incredibly grateful for that, for everything I've been through. Everything I've been through. Even like the darkest of the dark, the deep, muddiest places of my life. I'm grateful for them because they have made me who I am today. And so even if our current 3D reality, how can we find gratitude for our current experience? Because we see it's leading us to the next. And so it's up to us to detach from the 3D results, detach from the 3D physical results, so that we can create this new idea and hold the energy. Okay, I know this is deep. I know this is a lot of information coming at you guys. This is a lot, okay? Know that you can replay this over and over and over again. You can follow me on Instagram, on social media, follow along, get involved, come closer. I'm gonna share at the end of today's conversation, I'm gonna share a few ways that you can work with me. If you feel called to, go a little bit further into this material. So I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I just want you to know that this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of us working together, okay? At whatever capacity that looks like, whatever scale that looks like. Okay, so with consistency, eventually the people around you begin to shift to match your energy. It's really easy for us to point fingers at everybody else. Right? It's really easy for us to say like, oh, it'd be so much easier if like my partner was involved. Okay, I get that. and I work with women who are in the thick of that, right? So I get that, but before you do anything dire, try this, okay? Try working with your own image and your own assumptions first. Because remember that when we work inside, and because if you think about it, like we start every day almost with like a bag of stuff, a bag of assumptions, like this person's not gonna do this. They're not gonna do this well. They're not gonna, they're gonna show up in this way, and it annoys me, right? All of these assumptions, this like bag, this whole like trailer full of stuff. We're starting each day like this. So if we can develop the practice before bed every night to find gratitude in everything that happened in that day, gratitude for every single person in your life, gratitude for those really super close to you, gratitude for those that have been like getting on your nerves, and you're the ones that you're like, if only you could like hear me, right? Then we start to shift it. We really start to shift it, okay? So once we find gratitude, then we can start to see them in a different way. And we start to create a new story. I love to use visualization for this as I see them in a new way every single day, again and again and again. And I hold the space for them to show up in that energy. And I've heard it over and over and over, where I had a student and she said that, she used to be the one who was pointing fingers at her husband, right? And saying, if only he was like this, right? And then she decided to take ownership. She decided to change her own image. She decided to create a new idea and belief around and assumptions around him. And instantly, he got home from work that day, came in the house, and she was blown away. Okay, she was blown away because she started assuming, she started creating the story. If you want to get deeper into assumptions, I highly recommend the book, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. So good. Okay, he has an example in there about a theater producer and this employee, and she has such this like biggest grudge against her boss, right? And every morning on her way to work, she's just creating this angry story in her head, like really high energy, nothing nice. And then of course, how does she show up? Because her energy is in that place, her assumptions are there. So then she starts working with Neville Goddard, and she starts to reprogram these assumptions, and she starts to see him in his light, because at the core, remember on day 1 and day 2, part 1 and part 2, we talked about we're not our bodies, and we can start to see people as they really are. We can start to see through their physical image. We can even start to see through their mind, however rude, angry it might be. We can see them as this like innocent little child that went through some serious shit, right? And we start to see them differently. So then we start to program ourselves differently. Okay? So the moral of the story, it's on us. It's on us. We create our reality. Okay? And then they're going to move towards us to match it. And if they don't, there might be something still in our thinking. It's a choice. It's up to us. Or it's apparent that they aren't a match, right? And that's okay too, because people grow and people change and people shift, and it's all about choices. Okay, so let's go into a visualization, shall we? We're going to go and meet this version of us. So if you're in a safe place to do so, I want you to find a comfortable seat, somewhere you can be relatively alone, or pop in your headphones, and I want you to sit comfortably. Okay, I apologize because you can probably hear the chainsaw. These guys are here cutting this giant tree outside my house, and it's a little loud. Okay, so when you're ready, find a comfortable seat and roll your shoulders up and back a few times. Just begin to deepen the breath. Just let yourself just be here. Nowhere to be, nothing to do, just here. Okay, your eyes are closed, palms are resting face up on your lap, and just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. You take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, in your imagination, I want you to bring this image of you. Imagine you are walking down a path. Okay, I don't want you to see yourself walking down a path. I want you to walk down a path in your imagination as if it is you. You are walking down a path in your imagination. Okay, take a look side to side. What do you see? What do you hear? You're walking down this path. There are trees and nature all around you. The wind is blowing softly through your hair. The sun is shining. You can feel the warmth on your skin. And you're walking one foot in front of the other, nice and slow, down this path in nature. Okay, continue to walk, and you're just observing, noticing how you're feeling in your physical body in this moment, in this visualization. You take a breath here. And in the foreground, up the path a little further, you see someone walking towards you, but they're off in the distance. You don't know who they are at this point. They're off in the distance walking towards you, and you're just observing them as they continue walking slowly towards you. You're observing them, how they're walking, how they're moving, how they're holding themselves. You take a breath here. As they get a little bit closer, you're able to make out their face. And you notice something familiar about this person. You stop walking on the trail as you realize that this is a version of you that you haven't met before. It's a version of you who has this experience, this desired experience you've been hoping for, dreaming for, calling in. In her world, it's already manifested, it's already realized. You take a breath as you observe her even closer, how she moves, what is she wearing, how does she feel, how's she walking, what does she look like? She's getting even closer now. Now you can feel her energy, her confidence, her radiance. You can even make assumptions about her level of success. You take a breath as you observe and you feel. She's getting closer to you now, and she's looking at you straight in the eyes. She's smiling. She feels very warm, very friendly, compassionate, like she's here to teach you something, here to show you something. She's very close to you now, and she stops right in front, looking at you straight in the eyes. She says, hello, and she holds out her hand for you to grab it. You take a breath. Notice how you're feeling as she asks you to come with her. You grab hold of her hand as she turns back around the way she came and pulls you gently with her. You're walking with her. You feel her energy. You feel her excitement. And now she's picking up pace. She's starting to run, gently pulling you with her. In front of you, you see suddenly on the trail this big white light, like this orb on the trail in front of you. She holds onto your hand even tighter, and she tells you, jump. As you do, you're pulled into this white light, following this version of you. And for a moment, you only You see white. You see nothing else. You take a breath here as you feel light, as you're floating through space, as you are traveling through time. Take another breath, and as you do, you open your eyes in your visualization, and you notice this version of you is gone. She has become you. You have become her. You look around, and now you are in the reality of that which you had previously been desiring. It has happened. You did it. It is realized. Everything has happened. Everything that you've been hoping for, wishing for, dreaming for, this experience is here now. You stand up and you take a look around. You feel incredible amounts of gratitude. What are you doing in this scene? Where are you? How does it feel? How does it feel to be this version of you now? You start walking around, moving through this reality, moving through this time and space, exploring, feeling, gathering information. How does it feel to know that everything turned out perfectly? Maybe not exactly how you had planned it, but it's even better. Take a breath here. Allow this gratitude to circulate, to radiate. This feeling of relief. It's done, it's done, it's done. Take another breath here. And in the next moment, you turn to face the right. You look over your right shoulder and you notice this screen floating in space. Maybe it's a TV screen, a movie screen, a projector screen. This screen appears. And on the screen, something interesting is happening. You notice someone familiar. It's you. But it is the next chapter of your life. After that which you have been previously dreaming for, searching for, praying for, this is what happens next. It's on this screen right now. What do you see? What is this next experience, this next chapter that is on your path? There is this movie playing on the screen, and you are the main character. What is happening? Take a breath as you notice what you're feeling in this moment. How are you feeling? What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? Take another breath as you allow it to integrate and to recode into your body. As you realize this is inevitably on your path. This experience is inevitably asking to come through you. Take another breath here. As you find peace in this knowingness, this declaration that everything you desire is yours. Take another breath here as you absorb and integrate and recode this information. And then when you are ready, you are going to float up and above this experience. Floating up and above this experience, witnessing this experience from above. Take a breath as you begin to travel back through space and time until you stop. right above your current now. You are now observing yourself from above, sitting exactly where you left your body, in a chair, on the floor, on your bed. And you take a breath. You feel so grateful and so proud of yourself. When you're ready, you slowly, gently begin to reintegrate, coming back down into your physical human body of right now. Take another breath. As you begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes, you bring one hand to the heart, one hand to your belly, feeling your human physical body right now. And allowing this new information to recode into your body, this deep understanding that this experience that you've been calling in is inevitable. It is happening for you now. And you now are aware of what's coming next. Take a breath as you sit with this. Feel into this with excitement, with gratitude, with relief, with ease, with flow. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, how was that? I want you to take a moment to write down anything and everything that you discovered. This is a beautiful thing. We as humans have this ability to time travel, to literally travel through time to different areas of our life and discover them and create them and fine-tune them, right? So fun. We are the creators of our reality. So through doing this, practicing this, visualizing concepts, we can manifest and play with our reality. Okay, so if this was your first time visualizing and you found it hard to stay focused, or you found your mind kind of moving all over the place, questioning a lot of things, that's okay. Just know that I would definitely recommend doing this over and over and over again and practice it like anything. Okay, practice it like anything. We cannot just expect from one moment to the next to all of a sudden be an expert visualizer if we've never done it before, okay? So don't feel any certain way about it. Just practice. That's all it is, okay? Also, remember that the mind is very strong. It's very powerful. It's going to do everything it can to convince us otherwise, right? It's going to do everything it can to say, that is not true. That is not how you do it. Whatever. You're doing it wrong, or whatever it is, right? Your mind is very strong, okay? And so you can listen to it, or you can notice, say it for what it is, call it out, and then override it. Say, actually, what you've been leading me to do for so long isn't working anymore, mind. Okay, I don't need your help anymore. Not right now. I don't need your, I don't need your worries. I don't need your stresses. I don't need your what ifs. Okay, I don't need you to keep me safe. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. I'm grateful. I am exactly where I need to be. I'm doing exactly what I need to do. Okay, so I would love to hear how this experience has been for you. I would love if you would tag me on Instagram and make sure to tag me in a boomerang or some sort of a picture of you or your biggest takeaway. I would love to see that. And remember that we do have a prize giveaway open right now for interaction. And so the prize for interaction is a secret course, which is really exciting. And then remember to share the I'm in graphic. If you already did, you already got yourself a fun little masterclass, which you're going to learn more about later today/tomorrow. So that's all coming your way. I hope that this 3-day experience, this 3-part experience, has changed something inside of you. I hope that it's relit the spark that is within you, because I know it's there. Do you know it's there? Like, you are here for more. That's why you're here. something inside of you asked for this information, and I get to be the person to deliver it to you, which I'm so grateful for. So it's so exciting. You get to choose where you go from here. Yes, I 100% agree. And know that you are a fully capable human being that can find this embodied success in your own unique way. But I would also love to offer you the opportunity to come and hang out with me inside my Rise Academy. Okay, so I'm going to talk for the next few minutes a little bit about what's currently open for enrollment. I know at least a few of you here who have already been asking about which programs, courses, classes, opportunities to work together are available. So I'm so excited to say that I have a lot happening within Rise Academy. There is a lot happening. We are in a massive growth phase at the moment. We are in a massive growth phase. So I wanted to just share 3 different opportunities, okay? You will receive this in an email if you registered. If you didn't register and you're watching this at a later date, just message me directly. Message me with the word dream, or if any of these programs or courses really speak to you, message me just more information with the name of the program, okay? We can start a conversation around it. And it's me in my DMs. It's not someone else. It's not a robot, okay? So I'm super cool to talk to, and I love connecting, and I love hearing where you're at to see what I can do to best support you, and also like which courses and programs would be a best fit for you, because I would never want you to jump into something that really I don't feel is aligned for you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to share with you is Rise with Jocelyn. So fun. Rise with Jocelyn is our Rise Academy kind of membership, okay? It is a membership that includes a handful of my favorite courses, classes, and it also includes monthly moon circles. So we have a full moon circle and a new moon circle. I call them like moon activations. Okay, there's also the EFT tapping libraries in there. I have a personal development library that I'm growing, and visualizations, meditations, those sorts of things. So it is a really jam-packed membership. It's so cool, and it's growing. It's growing as we're growing. I'm adding to it more next week, this week, next week. There are more things that are coming in there, okay, as I'm building it out. It is currently $11 a month. Yes, it's $11. So you can come into my world for $11. I have something so exciting. I've been kind of teasing you guys a little bit over the past few days with it and on my social media stories. I've decided to do a 30-day challenge within Rise with Jocelyn. So if you're already in there, you get automatic access to the 30-day challenge. It's totally optional, of course. So for all of June, we're going to be doing a challenge, and the challenge is to do one stretchy thing every single day. We're going to have a running group chat where I'm going to be sharing voice notes in there. I'm going to be talking to you every single day, and I'm going to be sharing like little nuggets, okay? So this is for you if you are a business owner or not, okay? Because if you're here, you have the desire for something different, right? Something in your life to be different. So this is not business focused per se, okay? It's moving towards the experience that we are calling in. That's what this is, okay? So a 30-day challenge, this is so fun. But I'm going to double the price of Rise with Jocelyn tonight at midnight. So those of you that aren't in Rise with Jocelyn, you gotta move fast. Okay, get in for $11 before it goes up to $22. Okay, I mean $22 is still a steal of a bargain because the value of what's in there already is like over $600, like US for sure. So it's gonna be definitely growing from there. So yeah, $22 a month is amazing. And you can cancel anytime. Like if you just want to do June with us, totally cool. If you get in now, I will make it so you have full access to all of June, right? You're not just going to get kicked out at June 25, June 25th, okay? So the link for Rise with Jocelyn is on my Instagram account if you don't want to wait for the email with the link this afternoon. All right. So that's the first thing. That's really exciting. It's so freaking accessible. Those of you that are like, dang, I feel like I'm like out here on a deserted island, like trying to figure all the things out. And I'm like on a roller coaster of emotions of like, yeah, I'm excited. And then dang, I suck. And I'm like spiraling down, throwing myself off the bridge. Get your booty in this room. Okay? Get your booty in this room. If you have a business or not, Rise with Jocelyn is for you. And just come into my community. Okay? It is worth its weight in gold. All right, and like I said, it's just growing from here. We're just getting started. Okay, the second thing I want to mention to you is activating abundance. I've been talking about it all for the past few days. Okay, activating abundance is our embodiment course. If you're somebody who wants to elevate and expand in different areas of your life, this is it. This is that. Okay, we expand in 6 different areas of life. There's a EFT activation for each module. There's a specific visualization for each module, and there's 4 lessons for each module. Each module is released 1 week apart, so there's 6 in total. Let me see if I remember all the topics. Love, money, abundance, purpose. Oh gosh. I can't even remember. There's 6. Manifestation. There's one more. The other one. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, it's on the landing page of Activating Abundance. It's also, I think, in my Instagram bio, but I'm not sure. We're opening enrollment again today. It's going to be open for the next week. Okay, this is usually $555 for this on-demand course. On-demand course means that you can go in there and that will start the clock. Like you're literally going to have access to the first module, everything that comes with it, and then 1 week later, you're going to get access to the second module so that you can jump in and go at your own pace. You have lifetime access, so there's no rush. Like some people go through the first module and there's like so much there and so much embodiment, right? So much practice, like physical, like going through the motions and like reprogramming, that they just want to spend more time in each module, and that's okay. You can do that. Okay, you get automatic access to Rise with Jocelyn when you are in Activating Abundance. And so, like I said, regular price is $555. This weekend, you can join for $222. Okay, so if you want more information on that, just DM me Activating Abundance, and I'm more than happy to send you the link, or I bet you can find it. Okay, and then last but definitely not least, oh my god, I'm so excited to share this. Okay, I just received notice. Oh my gosh. So those of you who know me, a little bit of a backstory. Those of you who know me know that I spent a really good amount of time working with a company, a health-based company, health coaching and business coaching, helping other entrepreneurs to build their business. Was a lot of what I was doing in person and online. Okay, what I learned over those 7 years is this. You can't build business solely from a masculine approach. I'm like, I'm living proof, okay? Also, I also learned that there's a lot that comes before actually selling and scaling any business. The business I was in had a really low entry point, like a really low entry cost. And so it attracted a lot of people that wanted to make money quickly, but they were coming from, I don't want to say broken, but it was kind of from this like lack, this space of lack and limitation. So I realized that no matter what I was to say, coach these women in business, there was so much more that had to happen before they could even hear me. They could even take the steps, okay? So as someone who's been in that scene for so long, like I feel very confident in what I'm about to share, okay? So we see as well, like we see and know many business owners who burn out in this energy of just trying harder, doing more, working harder, right? We see it's not sustainable. It doesn't work. Okay, and maybe sometimes it does work over a long period of time and it's exhausting and people have no time. They're like literally giving their soul away to their business. That's not where we want to exist, is it? So that is not where we are in today's day and age. We are no longer needing to exist in that business model. We have so much more information now. We have so much more direct access to, what we talked about yesterday, formless substance, something else bigger than us that we can tap into that previously we didn't know about. Okay, if you're like, this is fucking weird, hear me out, okay? Trust me. Okay, so we know now that there's this better, more effective way to build any business, online or in person or both. So if you're someone who currently has a business or doesn't yet have a business, but you have that desire, this is for you. This is for you, okay? Because we've talked these past 2 days, we've talked about 3 days, we've talked about entrepreneurship is our birth desire. It is what we are naturally born to do, is be an entrepreneur. It's just learning to tap into, to remember, to trust, and to lean into that. Okay, so this, what I'm going to share with you, is the feminine, intentional, embodied way. And it's not just for women. So many more men are opening up to this idea of like leaning into the spiritual, the feminine, the embodied, right? So I'm so excited to share that I'm opening the doors for the first time ever to a live 6 months high touch, close proximity experience called On Purpose. Okay, this is manifestation, spirituality, feminine embodiment meets business, wealth, and abundance. So exciting, right? So it's for you if you're a business owner or an aspiring business owner, like I said. Okay, so if you don't yet have your business idea and you're like, well, shit, I don't know how this will work for me. Okay, so I'm going to support you in taking your, like, just remembering your gifts, remembering your natural born talents, passions, skills, whatever, and turning them into an online or in-person business. This is not a how to become a coach program, guys. This is not. Maybe some of you will through it, okay? This is a program that will help you to remember who you are, what you are here to be. Okay, I'm gonna guide you, and I've already gone first. This is how you collapse time. This is how you fast track your success, is through hiring a guide. Hello, I'm your guide. Okay. I will help you to avoid everything that, I mean, I'll do my best, of course. Like, I can't like protect you from everything, but I'm going to share my own process and everything that I've personally been through to hopefully help you to collapse time and to skip that whole BS years and years of figuring it out. Okay, so exciting. So if you were somebody who's in a situation as well, or maybe you were in a situation and, you know, it's sounds kind of similar to what I was in, like, I'm going to help you to navigate that and turn it into your valuable message. If I could go back to being in the thick of motherhood like that, I would have showed up differently, even different than I've been sharing with you guys. I would have documented differently. I would have shared more behind the scenes. Like, there is so much there that I feel is lost, that so many people could benefit from. So if you yourself are feeling like you're in a little bit of a mess, no judgment, because I definitely was, and that's okay, right? So I can help you to turn it into your valuable message that your dream students, clients can't wait to pay you for. Okay, I want you guys to realize that there's like an online course for everything. There's like a coach for absolutely everything. If you like originate a in-person, like a brick and mortar business through this program, there's probably going to be, and I will help you to create a online virtual version of it. Okay, so that's pretty exciting. For example, yesterday I was just, I don't even know where I was, like on someone's Instagram story that is a mentor of mine, and I watched something that was one of her students, so I clicked through, and it's this tattoo shop owner. She has a very successful tattoo business, and she took her knowledge from her fucking 15 years of being a tattooer and turned it into this. Now she has this online academy for tattooers, tattooists, tattoo people who do tattoos, to how to scale your business in the embodied way, right? It's like you literally have people, and this was my realization yesterday, and why I dug deeper into this idea that I'm sharing with you now, is that people around us want to be more efficient today. We want to be more efficient, right? We don't want to waste time. We don't want to spend fucking 5 years or 10 years figuring business out, doing things differently. Like, we want it now. And so imagine where your life could be in 6 months' time. Okay, this is huge. Okay, so we're going to do business in a way that feels like flow. It feels like expansion, excitement, alignment. It's so good. So Like I said, even if you currently have a business, imagine what 6 months of intentionality and like what I can share with you and lead you through. Imagine what opportunities are going to come your way. You might even originate new business opportunities. We don't need to have just one business. We don't. Multiple avenues of revenue are vital, absolutely vital. If you yourself only have one avenue of revenue, you are limiting yourself. I have more than one. How many do I have? Like 4 or 5. Okay, but I'm growing that. I'm growing that intentionally. Okay, so the flow of the program is going to be 1 live lesson per week. It is a live program. We're going to have a monthly Q&A, live coaching Q&A. You can come on, ask me anything. We're going to have a bunch of bonus behind the scenes and tech classes, like little things. If you guys have questions that are coming up, like I'm going to take that question and turn it into a little mini training, okay? And then it will store it in the program. Okay, you're going to be in a group chat specifically just for this group, and I will be sharing daily voice notes, coaching from me, sharing the process, daily nuggets, right? And so my intention is to get you clear in creating your dream business, your dream ecosystem, okay? And I want you also to start seeing results right away. Okay, I want you to start seeing results right away. We're not just sitting around and talking, we're taking fucking action right away. We're starting to create right away, but we're creating in a different way. Okay, so this container will leverage and support any business, right? It's the energetics, it's the back end as well. So I also want to offer you guys this week only, we are Saturday, May 25th, a bonus investors masterclass as well. I love investing and investing in the stock market. Okay, and so maybe this is something that feels very masculine. It definitely is a masculine dominated industry, but it's actually really cool. And so I'm not talking about day trading. I'm not a day trader, and I don't want to be a day trader. But investing long term, building our financial literacy and also long-term sustainability is so crucial. So that's going to be included as well as a little bonus for this week. Okay, so here what we're doing is we're getting smart about our money in this program. We're taking back our power. We're opening up to receive the wealth and abundance we're really worth and shifting our standards and energetic minimums. How does that sound? Does it sound like something you want to do? Okay. I get this question a lot, and I have also questioned it as well. How do we hold the energy? How do we hold the energy of this new idea and identity that we have now discovered this week? Community. Community is how we hold it. Surrounding ourselves with people who are going the same direction or similar direction. People who believe even more in us than we do. Okay, people who are going to inspire us, hold us to our highest, like, move. This is how we do it, through community. So this program that I just shared with you, right now, it is worth over like $5,555. Okay, that's the regular price as of now, and it will go up and probably shift and rise as I do, right? There's a lot of value here. A 6-month container of close proximity with me, everything I've learned through business, everything I've been through social media, energetics, manifestation. This is huge, okay? And so for this week only, I want to open it up for 2222 with insanely flexible payment plans. We have a 6-month plan and a 12-month plan. You can get in for $180 a month. Okay, this is huge. So if you're somebody that really feels the call, feels the like nudge to go further with this, do it. Okay, do it. So there's also an option with this actually to add on one-on-one private coaching support with me, which is cool. 2 times a month, my eyeballs on your exact business. Okay, this is huge. Okay, you guys, I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so proud of you. Congratulate yourself, celebrate, and go off this, end this class with a bang. Like, go take yourself on a date, go celebrate something, and in the energy of this person you know you're here to be. I'm so proud of you, so grateful you're here. and I can't wait to see what you create, okay? This is just the beginning. I'll see you again soon. Have a beautiful day. See you soon.